Hey everyone! Welcome back to another video with the Dieterville Twins.
And today we have episode number 3 in our Road to HYROX series for season 2 of the TwinFit Diaries.
So let's just jump right into our update, starting with how we fared this past week. So, like we are doing a lot of running, and I feel like it started to take a toll on my legs for sure. This week, same running plan. I think I increased my miles a little bit this week, but I can start to feel kind of the wear and tear on my quads and my knees.
Yeah, for me, it's kind of the same. It's mainly on the knees. And I think it was on the weekend runs that we felt it the most because it was like back to back. I think one day we had a pace run, and then the next day we had a long run, and that really did us in for the leg pain. Like after that long run,
It was intense. And we do the weekend runs mostly outdoors. So we do it on an outdoor trail. And for sure, I can feel the impacts on my knees. So I think moving forward, we need to kind of investigate what's the best for recovery. What kind of exercises can we do to kind of strengthen our knees, if that's even possible?
Yeah. And also I wonder if like icing or we're always looking at that Normatec boots because we used to go to Lifetime Fitness and they had it there. I thought those were great, but to do
Amazing.
the investment now, it's a little pricey for those boots. So
But we may still get it. Our
yeah,
birthday's coming up, so maybe.
exactly. So that might be our birthday gift to ourselves because I think those boots would be a game changer in terms of helping
Recovery.
with the recovery aspect of it. So we will see. Stay tuned to see if we do get the boots or not.
And workout wise,
For me, I think the workouts ended up going good for 2 days. And then I remember going to the gym and then my back locked up. It was so painful. And then for like that whole night, I had such excruciating back pain. I didn't even know what I did. I think it's just also the fact that I'm not stretching as frequently as I usually do. With my back being as it is, I had the back injury not too long ago. So I need to recommit to the stretching. And that goes for everything else as well. The mobility. I think we need to do more mobility exercises.
hip flexors, that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
And something for our knees because the knees is the thing that's going to give for me the quickest. So just trying to implement some of those in our routine.
Exactly. And maybe this is a good place to kind of leave this tidbit, but Nicole and I will be turning 35 soon.
Yes.
And I feel like a lot of content online is geared towards it may be younger, mostly younger audience, like 20s, late 20s. But I think as you age, there's different things that you need to take into consideration. So recovery is going to be very important. Stretching is going to be very important. And for people who have never done any type of lifting at all or running, getting into it, it may just be a little bit more challenging. Not to say that it's not possible, but there's things that you want to do, make sure that you're doing to kind of minimize your likelihood of getting an injury.
Yeah. And we're definitely finding this out the older that we get because as we said before, we did a lot of sports when we were younger and we never stretch. Like we avoided stretching. Like we just get right into it. And I feel like now I can't do that.
Exactly.
Like I have to stretch or I will get wrecked.
Exactly. Yeah. So before every run, I typically stretch. I don't really stretch, to be fair. Before lifting, I don't stretch as much, but I'll do a few warm ups.
Yeah. Or
Sets.
jog just to break a light sweat.
Exactly, to get my body warmed up. So we'll kind of highlight, we may have a video on how to properly stretch and what we do for recovery, because I think that's very important on this journey as well.
Yeah. And there's some things that I've invested in. I don't know if people know the Revo. I'll probably bring it on one time, but the Revo with the suction cups, that it really helped with the back pain that I was dealing with. But it's also good for different pressure points on your body. So that's something that we should start using more, I think.
And so if you're in the HYROX community, you would know that this past Thursday, Was it Thursday or Wednesday?
It was Thursday.
This past Thursday, they launched the tickets for the Boston HYROX, which will be September.
Oh,
the last weekend of September, I
the
believe.
last weekend of September. I don't know what day is that.
Yes, so there'll be the last weekend of September, and Nicole and I were able to secure some tickets.
Yes.
Which is really exciting. So now our first race will be end of September, whenever that date is.
Yeah.
And then we'll have the Dallas HYROX, which is November, the Thanksgiving long weekend. That's when that is.
So we're almost around 2 months out from our very first HYROX race, which is very exciting. But also now the training window is condensed, and now we're almost like 8 or 9 weeks out. So we have to start doing the motion. We have to start doing the movements, practicing the movements.
Exactly. I don't think, because we've always been training and we've had a good number of weeks. I think this is my 8th week of running on the marathon plan. So we've had a lot of time to kind of build up our cardiovascular system and our stamina. So we've been doing that for the last couple of weeks. Now it's adding in those complex movements, those different exercises
that we don't really do, like the burpee broad jumps. Like that one to me is just so out of the ordinary. Lunges we do regularly, and we do heavy lunges. So that to me is not going to be an issue.
Farmer's carry won't be.
Farmer's carry would be okay. Wall balls, maybe just the idea of doing something on tired legs. That would be the thing. But burpee broad jumps, like that motion is just completely not what we do.
I hate burpees.
Yeah. So, and we're so tall. So it's just the idea of like having to go all the way up and then go back. That's something we're going to definitely start to practice more of, so that we can kind of get that down pat.
Exactly. And with one thing that we didn't really consider when we got those Boston HYROX tickets is looking at the cost, of Boston, the cost of travel in general. And that's one thing that I would recommend, or we would recommend to keep in mind. Make sure that when you have a race city in mind, look and see what the typical costs are associated with that trip. And if it fits your budget, that's perfect. But there's some of these cities, pricey.
It doesn't make sense. Like Dallas is okay. We're it's a drive away. That's no problem. Now Boston, our mind was set on doing either Boston or Atlanta, but Atlanta hasn't been announced yet. So we just got Boston to just hold it in case. But if Atlanta gets announced and we can get those tickets, we're probably just going to transfer over the tickets or get a refund on the Boston one or something, because Boston, my goodness, for the hotel price,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, but if we do go, we're just going to end up staying like
a night or 2 nights.
I think 2 nights, because we have to stay the Thursday night and the Friday night, because the race is on the Friday. So it would just have to work out that way, and that's okay, because we're just going to split the cost. But still, I wish that we looked at it before, because I would have never gotten Boston. But we're excited. We're excited for Boston. I'm
not us rambling about that, and now we're saying excited. No, but seriously, we are excited, and we've been saving for some kind of competition. First was bodybuilding, now it's HYROX. So the main thing is save in advance if you know you're going to be doing these kind of activities.
Yeah, especially with HYROX, it does start to add up pretty quick. Mm-hmm. And another update that we have is, we mentioned it on our first video, but we are also doing something called the DECA series, and we're doing the DECA Fit. So I think we had said we're going to do the DECA Mile, but then that didn't work out. So now we're doing the DECA Fit, and it's more similar to what HYROX is, where you have 10 stations in this one, and then in between each station you have a 500-meter run. So you have to run 5K in this whole race and do the 10 stations. And the way that we're doing it is we're doing it partners, because it's a lot when you have to do it individually. And it's just like the training, I cannot commit to that much training outside of the work schedules.
So, is it the 5 kilometers both people have to run, or?
So my understanding for the DECA, the 5 kilometers, the first 500 meters and the last 500 meters, you both have to run together. And the rest of them, you can split it up however way. You can run each 250, or one person can run the whole 500, whatever way you decide. But I think we should just do 250, 250. To me, that's the one that makes the most sense because you could literally have that person sprint for 250 and then go into the workout.
Exactly.
So that's the way that that one goes. And then I don't know all the exercises for that one, but it also there is some exercises like the burpee broad jump. It's not, there's no burpee broad jump, I don't think so, but there's some of the, yeah, there's some of them that it's just not common things that we do, so we have to kind of learn it. Yeah,
the mechanics of it. But that's exciting. So that will be this. Is that the second weekend of September?
The second weekend of September.
No, or is that the first weekend?
Second weekend.
The first weekend, because the first is the Monday.
Oh yeah, so
it's the first weekend of September.
Yeah.
And then before that, we'll be going on vacation.
Yes.
Which will be exciting, getting to relax, but also because we have these races coming up, we kind of need to stay active.
Yes.
I think the diet is not so strict. It's not like there's not a requirement to be so strict with the diet, but the activity, getting the mileage in, making sure we're doing strength training, that is pretty important for us to do well in the competition. So we definitely have to prioritize that.
Yeah, and we're kind of putting together a video where we're going to be discussing, like, since we have a trip planned ahead, some things that we kind of look to make sure that we have in place, stuff that we pack with ourselves, and stuff that we try to get ahead of time with the venue and the area that we're going to be in. So we'll do a good video on that one and just show up and spread our experience on that one.
Yes, and give you some insight on how to kind of stay on track. I know some people want to go on vacation and like just say, forget it, they don't care. But then you can, it's not so much additional work to just put in the extra time, and then you don't fully like lose all your progress.
Exactly.
Leading up to your vacation. So stay tuned for that.
Yep. So I want to circle back on the idea of our long run. So typically when we run, I run by myself, and then Portia does her workout by herself for the long runs, because it's kind of like at different times. So I find myself kind of like, say I had to do a 15-mile run, and I would kind of skimp off and do a 10 or 11 mile, because I know we talked about the discipline over motivation, but it's more of a someone to hold you accountable type situation when it comes to the runs. And I knew that was the fact on Sunday, because we both ran together, and I did feel tired, but then with running with Portia, I pushed myself because I'm at a point like I want to beat her type thing. I don't know how else to put it, but it's just like the competitor in me is like, okay, I'm not gonna quit. I'm not gonna be the weakling type thing. And I felt like I pushed myself more when I was running with Portia than when I ran by myself.
Yeah, I think it's always good to have someone that you kind of do your workouts with, because it's that extra boost of motivation when like your willpower gets really low at the hard point in your workout. Especially the long runs. Oh my goodness. Like Houston, I don't know how many times we said it, but Houston, humidity is insane. Like we started that run maybe at 6:20.
Like, 6:40-ish. Yeah.
Okay, maybe so that was too late.
Yeah,
we needed to start at 6 a.m. Because once it's like 7:38, the sun is already out and it's very humid. Even at 6 o'clock, it's very humid.
Yeah, but it's just that park is just so nice to run in. Like there's so many people already. Like you get there at 6. We got there at 6:30. It was already packed. There's so many people running there, so it's not like a feeling of, oh, I'm by myself and it's this trusted area type thing. There's so many people there, so it's like you still feel safe, but it's such a big track. Like it's almost 5K. I just really love running in that spot.
Continuing with the topic of running, this week we are looking to increase our mileage. So before, during the week, we would run, typically each day was like 3 to 4 miles, very easy pace. Sometimes we did a tempo run or we did intervals, depending on what the plan was saying. But total mileage was still, how many miles? Maybe 25?
Yeah.
to 30. And we want to push up the number of miles we run a week to maybe 40
40.
to 50 miles. So that what we're going to be doing this week is looking to run doubling those runs that we do.
Yeah, so in the mornings, since we can get a consistent hour of run time in the morning, we're just gonna always do our zone two run for an hour in the morning, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we did that today, and it actually like by the end of the run, I already had 700 move calories burned for the day, and it wasn't even 5 o'clock yet.
And I felt like because yesterday we did our long run and my legs were completely gassed yesterday. I did the zone 2 run today and I felt like even during the run I felt like my legs were feeling kind of recovered.
That is true. It did help my legs not to feel so
heavy.
Yeah. So there's something with the zone 2 run. It's like a recovery.
I think it is. I think it is.
It probably is. That's why they always tell people do zone 2.
Because my Garmin it says you should take a rest day or do a recovery run.
Okay,
so maybe it's
so that makes sense because we did go in and our legs were hurting so much this morning. But I came out and I didn't even have any pain walking about today.
Exactly, and even right now my legs feel pretty good. So tomorrow should be good.
Yeah, so that's gonna be the plan. We're gonna always do our zone 2 runs Monday to Friday in the morning, except for Friday. Monday to Thursday in the morning we'll do an hour of zone 2 running. And again, with the zone 2 runs, the goal is to get your heart rate to be kind of low.
You should be able to hold a conversation and not feel too exhausted.
Yeah, so the goal actually is to decrease your pace at the same heart rate, right?
Yes. So you should be running faster and your heart should be
pretty much in the same zone.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that has been consistent week over week. I've seen improvement on that for sure.
Exactly, same for me. I've definitely seen my heart rate come down even with my pace increasing, so that's a good sign.
And the last segment for this episode is going to be our favorite food. So we're bringing this back from season 1 when we did our favorite food of the week, and this week it is watermelon. I think watermelon is so underrated in terms of the nutrients that you get and the hydration.
Exactly.
Especially for the summer.
Exactly. And watermelon is very low calories. 100 grams of watermelon is about 30 calories. So typically I would say every day in a week I eat a whole, like one of those massive watermelons. I cut that down and I will eat the whole one in the week. And that's pretty much the sweets that I eat in the week.
Yeah. And I don't know, but Texas has some very good, I don't, HEB or Central Market, those two places, they have very high quality watermelons for like less than $10 for the massive one. So it's good to buy. You can chop it up and that's your snack for 7 days out of the week. And you can eat a good chunk of it. Like you can eat it some for 2 different snacks and still like have enough to last you the rest of the days. So that's something I like. That's something we've implemented moving forward.
Yeah, one kilogram of watermelon is 300 calories. That's not even that much. If you spread that out throughout the day, you have a substantial, like that. It's very satiating.
Exactly. And another thing that you can add on it is the tahini.
Oh my goodness. I forgot about that. I need to bring that.
Yeah, I need to bring that on the trip.
Yeah.
The tahini is so good because it just gives it a different flavor. Instead of it being sweet, then it's like a nice little tangy type flavor. I like adding it to the watermelon. So I'll add that back into the rotation.
Exactly. And another item that has been in the rotation for me this week is sweet potatoes. Back in the rotation because digestion wise has not been the best. And I feel like sweet potatoes from the past, fiber is high, so it's really good for my digestion and the nutrients in sweet potatoes. It's a very, very good carb. I was eating rice the last couple of weeks, but I switched over to sweet potatoes starting this week. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully I'll have another update for our next session, but so far it's been good.
The rice for me hasn't been much of an issue. I just eat rice and ground beef. And I think something with the fat in the ground beef is just allowing me to be more Like my digestion has been like spot on. So I'm not making any changes this week, and let's see how next week goes.
And we'll leave this video with the question of the day. What's the one fitness goal that you're chasing right now, and what's standing in your way?
And that is the end of this episode. We are so thrilled and happy that you stayed till the end. As always, if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please hit the subscribe button and make sure that you turn your notifications to
On.
yes. And if you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comment section below. Or if you want to answer our question of the day, also leave that in the comment section below.
And we again appreciate you staying tuned to the end, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.